Colony Director Sharon Lalonde took a deep breath to calm herself before getting ready to attempt to hail the Galactic Alliance vessel searches for danger. She had to discuss delicate topics with the aliens while sounding out whether or not it was safe to proceed further into discussions or if the aliens might be a threat to the humans, and therefore the topics had to be headed off at the pass from discussion. The screen turned on and she saw the same 3 aliens she had seen last time. There was the one that looked like a stereotypical depiction of an alien from Earth's mid-90s culture, the more crocodilian-looking one, and the one that was rather squid or cuttlefish-like. She hadn't quite decided which. That seemed to be the captain of the vessel. "Good day to you, Galactic Alliance vessel. We have gone over your data." "Mom, she can't hear you. You didn't engage the psionic to EM transmitter. She has no idea she started to talk over you." The crocodilian-looking one directed at his captain. "Psionics? Is that why the captain doesn't seem to visibly talk?" "Not because of awkward dubbing from translating, but because she's literally using telepathy. No wonder I've never seen a mouth move on her this entire time." Sharon's eyes went wider when she saw the captain gesture, and a remote of some kind flew to her tentacle, possibly indicating some kind of telekinesis. "All right, can you hear me now?" Came through in what Sharon had thought was the captain's voice up to this point, although she wasn't so sure anymore. "Yes, I can hear you," she responded. "All right. Before we get to your concern about the data we sent you, I have a concern regarding your colony that I would like to figure out. How do you have such a dense psionic presence with only 400,000 beings living in your colony?" the captain asked her with concern. "It's only 120,000 humans in New Belfast. 400,000 is the total including all of the livestock, and we really wish people would stop making jokes about the livestock being part of the family." Sharon started to say out of habit before realizing that, given her current task, she maybe shouldn't have revealed some of that information to the aliens. Only to realize that the aliens were all staring at her as if she told them that space was 2D rather than 3D. "You have a psionic profile this dense with only 120,000 people on your planet?" The gray-looking alien was looking like he was about to suffer some kind of fit. "That would make you the most powerful psionic race in the entire galaxy at that point." At this point, Sharon processed what they seemed to be implying and decided it was time to nip this in the bud real quick. "Humans don't have psionics. You could have heard a feather land in the resulting silence." Well, Neutral's instruments say that you at least have a psionic profile," the crocodilian-looking being rumbled. "By the way, what did you want to discuss regarding the data that we sent you?" "So if we're to believe all of it, dragons are large reptiles that suppress prey through fear. Their territory is a large chunk of the Milky Way galaxy, which you guys are prodding into now because you're confused by their absence. Also, for some reason, this document seems to consider them the scariest thing ever since it says that you'll be paralyzed by the fear and unable to overcome it, which honestly seems to be laying it on a bit thick." "No, that's rather underselling it. Dragons are powerful psionic beasts, and the fear described is a psionic aura that suppresses the mind of thinking creatures near the dragon so that they can either feed on or turn them into their servitors at their leisure. The paralysis described is a consequence of the brain being separated from the motor control of the body by the dragon's psionic power. The whole reason that we have a Carthune for a captain on these scouting vessels is that if we did get near a dragon, only they have the psionic strength to get us away from them in order to flee." He, or at least Sharon suspected it was a he, told her. "Oh. So how would you deal with the dragons if you did find them?" Sharon asked, slightly confused now. The crew of the alien vessel looked confused, glancing at each other before looking back. "Deal with them? What do you mean by that? You can't deal with a dragon. You just run away and hope you don't get eaten. Maybe have strong shields to hide behind," the captain replied. "Do you guys not have a navy or space force?" Sharon asked. "Oh sure, but that's just for dealing with pirates and hostile alien nations. It wouldn't do much against dragons because we just don't have enough powerful psionics to keep the dragon fear at bay for long enough to be meaningful. I mean, this aura has a range of thousands of chems on some of the largest dragons." "And what's so funny?" the gray-looking researcher trailed off. So I have some good news for you based on the maps you provided of suspected dragon territories. Human space has swallowed it all, and I can confirm that we have not seen any dragons in human space. In fact, it looks like the suspected nesting ground was our homeworld. And well, we had stories of dragons in our histories, but they all stopped about 1200–1400 years ago. By Earth reckoning, I think some of the latest stories were from around the 1200s or so. So, yeah, we probably killed off all of the dragons. You're welcome? Sharon laughed a bit. Not at all how she was supposed to go about revealing this data, but she just couldn't help it with how seriously these guys were treating the idea of dragons. Colony Director, may we please land on the outskirts of your colony and have yourself and a few other volunteers assist us with gathering some very important data? This could potentially help figure out some of the missing connections that do not currently make sense with our current dataset. The researcher-looking guy asked her. I'll have to clear it with colony security operations first, and then I'll get back to you on that.